Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be presenting today. Today I have Tavigante, Mexican and Chican X Intellectual Thought by me, Jen M, and I'm excited to go through this journey with you. Alrighty. So starting off with the Chicano movement. So as being a component to our learning and development, we did explore the Chicano movement a lot. And so prior to the Chicano movement, of what it meant to me and what it currently means to me and looks like. So growing up, I didn't really know much about the Chicano movement, but I just knew that I was very proud to be brown, but I wasn't really sure who and where to find that outlet. So I would say that I took a lot of inspiration from those are who are from LA, the Los Angeles area. Um Typically I like to start incorporating like Chicano beliefs and outfits into my daily schedule, but it's currently in the process. But yeah, I'm really excited to learn more about the Chicano movement in the future. But after reading I Am Joaquin, what did it mean to me? So growing up I never really had access to poems like I Am Joaquin. And so after reading that, it really helped me kind of like be in the shoes of the moment of when it was written in 1967. In reading that, you're able to hear a lot of like the emotion and what has been going on, and like the person that who is trying to portray the writing did it in such a good fashion where I felt like I was there in the moment. And it's really unfortunate to an extent because like not a lot of like women Chicana artists are mentioned, but it is a start, and it is I really do enjoy it for being like my first open poem to delve into the art of the Chicano movement. And so talking about today's Latinx identity and how it reflects, does it reflect the same pride and activism as the earlier Chicano movement? I would say that today, there hasn't really been like a big push for like the Chicano movement from what I'm aware of, but that doesn't stop me from looking for it. Actually, in my experience, I was able to use Instagram to try to find my Latinx community, which is chispa.oc on Instagram. And ever since then, I felt really much more connected to the Chicano movement because I felt like before I didn't know anyone and I couldn't do it alone, but together I'm not sponsored by them, sorry. I just wanted to include that so other people can, find more community and also be politically active. But what could be done today to strengthen the community organizing? I would say perhaps meeting and being more friends with one another. I know that sounds like kind of easy, but I would say that making more friends, more Chicano friends, and trying to create more of a community together that's like inclusive rather than like just like individually and family. I would like to include more people. So what does that mean? Hopefully in the future I'm able to put myself in situations where I'm able to lead others, or not even lead, but like also be involved in creating this big community. I could at least try, and there's nothing wrong with trying. And so that's why I share Chifa.oc, because they are very good at explaining like policies, laws, and the current political climate in Orange County a lot better than I could. So that's just one example out of many. And so yeah, I'm excited. Oh, taking a little bit of a break. Here are a couple of local organizations that I think it is really important to look up and support. So Chispa being one that I just shouted out. Presa Coop, Cooperation Santa Ana, OC Protests, Media Art SSA, Accord, OC Giving Circle, LGBTQ Center Orange County, and Be It Rainbow Orange County, and Be It Rise OC. Those are just to name a few, but if you can drop some comments down below of other organizations that you know, I would appreciate that greatly. And also, by the way, I just want to this are this is from my perspective, so if you don't agree with me, I totally understand, and that's okay. Just let me know in the comments and we can talk about it. Yeah. I'm not here to argue with anyone, and I'm just here to um explain things through my lens. So thank you. So, going back to the slides, talking about indigenous roots. Do I feel connected to my indigenous ancestry in my family or culture? Why or why not? So growing up, being from Orange County, Fullerton, I didn't really feel that much of a community in Fullerton. Like I did have some, like growing up with church and with my neighborhood, but it just felt not the same. Growing up, my family would go to Santa Ana, and people from my dad's Puebla would all come together, and that's where I got my first look at what culture and community could really be. They would raise funds for their Puebla back in Mexico, and so it really did show that the community did care, and they would also, it was so beautiful. I hope to find videos that my dad has, but I can't find any at the moment, but hopefully in the near future. And I don't really feel connected to like indigenous ancestry. I'm not too like specifically familiar with like because of how like California is and what Mexico used to be California, and just the whole unfortunate like um discrimination and separation of like culture and the destruction of past cultures. And I feel it's not that I don't take the time out of my day to look for it. It's just hard to really find what I am, but I try to incorporate and share as much as I can to others. But yeah, if you have any indigenous ancestry or like practices, I would appreciate it. I know that there's like curanderas, but I just don't know of any at the moment. I try to just, find more culture, and I'm excited to share with you if I find some. But I currently don't, but hopefully in the future, I'll be more in, I'll find more resources to share. I'm talking about the conquest. Um, we really did talk about machismo, and so in the culture, and I do believe that machismo is still present today. Um, I I would say that in my experience, I I would witness it like very just differently in different times with different dynamics, not maybe personally, but like with other families, other people, and so I do feel like in a sense that I have inherited unfortunate bad traits, and I'm not trying to blame it or like scapegoat it or like pass it on, but like I feel like I have internalized those little unfortunate aggressiveness behaviors, and I like do that as well, but I know that I do that, so I'm really trying to stop. So I'm at least trying to stop from what I've learned. So it's a work in progress, but we'll see how it goes. And I just wanted to take the time to really emphasize how important it is to help others. Please don't be a performative Latino. As an educated Latinos, it's important that we use our gifts to help others and to help break these barriers for our community, such as, for example, thank you, healthcare, creating other avenues for food resources. I know that's just an idea. I know that they're hard to, really fight, but I'm just trying to give as much information as I possibly can. And when you're in the field, please think of others. It's up to us to reduce the percentage of corruption and make a change. I know it sounds kind of like, girl, what? But we really do. It's up to us to, you know, as future leaders to make very important decisions that not only benefit us but help our community as well. Okay, so talking about muralism. What's your favorite mural in Orange County? So I have a couple right here. The two on the very top are from Fullerton. That is on Lemon Street. The one to the right is, oh, that was to the left, that one's to the right. Okay. The one on the right is from Cypress Street, I believe. If no, sorry, Orange Cypress Street. There we go. And then at the very bottom, that is in Santa Ana. It's just recently got a retouch, and so it's very beautiful to go see, to drive by, and to take a look at the culture of our area. Also, just a little bit of tea. I believe it was earlier, I forgot what year, but some city council members often push back specifically for the Fullerton mural, saying that it promoted gang violence. But I'm very glad that they didn't get, changed. They stayed, and it just really shows resistance in our community as well. And it's really beautiful to see as well. Okay, and then who are my favorite Chicano artists or Latinx musicians or media artists? So I'm still on the hunt for them, but just to point of view, I really do like Funk Freaks. They're like a DJ funk group. They're really good. I recommend that you check them out. And if you have any other suggestions, please put them down below. Another artist, her name is Kimberly. I'm so sorry, I don't really know how to pronounce 5HMI, but her name's Kimberly. Her art is so beautiful. I recommend that you check her out on Instagram. Rich Romero's. I've found them through Instagram and they have beautiful artwork. I believe they recently did some artwork for the Anaheim Ducks, but I think you should check them out as well. And for some artists, I really do like the Mariachi Divas. I believe they're in the region of SoCal, but maybe not specifically Orange County, but I still really do like them. I found them through the um Orange County Music in the Parks. They went to Craig, and so I got to see them. They were so good. It was crazy. It like shook my bones. But anyway, to talk about it, what do I think about Chicanos or Latinos that succeed within the education system but might not give back to their communities? Unfortunately, I do think that's a little bit of an issue. We find a lot of like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it without sounding messed up, but I know that there's a lot of avenues of one might think. But like, unfortunately, it's like I feel like it's an even sadder divide because when you try to ask them questions, they won't answer, and it's like, oh my goodness. But I totally understand it. Like they probably are going through a lot. So, I feel like unfortunately, like there's some people that like do really well and then they forget about our community, and so I just hope we're able to change that as a community. Where in Orange County, for the next question, where in Orange County do I feel Latinx communities are the most connected? What about here at CSUF? City-wise, I would say Santa Ana and Anaheim are my favorite hub spots for being connected to Latinx communities. I wish I could say the same for Fullerton, and I do feel it in Fullerton as well. At the museums, the Fullerton Museum, I believe like we are well represented. I just hope for a little bit more representation. What about at CSUF? I really do like the inclusion of Latinos and Chicanos in CSUF. I just wish there was a little bit more communication and a little bit more of like, oh, go here. But I haven't really voiced that, so I can't complain. But I appreciate all of the hard work that our staff does do in the city, in the CSU, and at the Fullerton College as well, just to put that out there. Um, Talking about immigration, we did learn that immigration, unfortunately, is not new, and that unfortunately our discrimination of the Latino and other minority communities isn't new. It's very sad, but it just got unfortunately a lot more violent. I feel that immigration enforcement in Orange County has overstepped its boundaries. It's inhumane, and unfortunately, I'm not. It's really hard to put to words how I feel about such of a government choosing violence in such a way. But I have included right here some of the Santa Ana hubs and the other defense hubs, sorry, of the areas of Orange County. Despite all of them being a target, I think that it's important to know that these hubs are here and that they are community members that are doing the brave work to help protect our community. Um, Oh my gosh, I forgot to put shout out to OCCRN. I'm so sorry, I forgot to put that on here, but I will link it in the comments down below as well so you can take a look at that. So sorry I didn't put that on. I just realized that. I'm very sorry. But um I think it's important to know that there are resources here for you. It's important okay, on to the next question. Does immigration policy affect me or my family or my community? Yes, it does. Thankfully, it has not affected me specifically or my family around me, but I do see how it affects and breaks a lot of families. I think it's important as an individual who's younger and a Chicana, Latinx. I think that it's important to really use my power and what I can to at least try to fight back of these policies that are found that are created foundationally to target our communities. I think it's important to a lot of people say that you can't erase structure, but you can always change it. You can always change. There's I think when people say that you can't change it, it's because they don't believe that change can happen, but it can. So Going on, we did talk about the Pachuco and Zuzu era. So I actually did not really know much about the Pachuco riots in LA, unfortunately. I think it's really important that our community really did take the chance to express themselves, and it really did create an impact not only for the LA culture, the Chicano culture, but also for the culture worldwide. It really shows how much of a influence that we do have, but unfortunately our voices have been taken. But we can always change that. I'm not saying that to sound negative. I'm saying that um because unfortunately it's what happened, but I'm saying that we can use that to continue to influence us for our future. And it's really I really am looking forward to drifting Pachuco uh outfit. Hopefully I'm able to share what that looks like. I think it's important to really show our culture and to not be afraid to show our culture. And so I try to look like as best Chicana presenting as I can. But some days it's just a little tougher than others. But I encourage you to as well. We'll be fly AF together. Okay. And do I think Chicano youth, Latinx youth are still being targeted today in similar ways? I do believe that we are still being targeted. Maybe not as it's really hard to explain the situation, but I do believe that we are still being targeted. I know that individuals, youths, boys, unfortunately in LA are deemed as like gang members or they're stereotyped by the way that they look. So I think it's really important that we really do protect everyone that we possibly can, but also not be afraid to represent who we are and our culture. So yeah. Oh, and then not to forget, I have my top 10 cumbia sonidera list. I just want to say that it's important that we stop supporting Spotify because of how they are projecting the very dehumanizing ICE um ads. I mean, they literally could be being like they choose to label us as some like bruh. Maybe instead of focusing on us, you can focus on catching these predators. Like, damn, fuck. Anyway, these are my favorite songs. You can see that Grupo Halado is low key my favorite group, but I like all of these groups. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. And thank you so much for being here with me right now. I hope you stay safe, drink water, and help the community. If you want to reach out to me, my Instagram is right there, self sabotage with 3 B's, and let me know. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Thank you.